Okay, here we go again. We're going to start off where we left off. Okay. All right. So you've got your ellipse, and you might be thinking, okay, big deal. So I have an ellipse. So what now? Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go here to those two 50s, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to start changing this code so that we can add what's called a loop encoding, right? And we're going to change the code so that we put a variable, right? A variable is a place where you store information in code. And we're going to make part of the loop a variable where we basically make it we make the position of the ellipse change. Okay, so we're going to add the loop like this. Okay, first of all, we're going to go to after it says background color. I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to add a for loop. For for open parentheses. Then we're going to start the loop. We're going to say let I know this sounds just like math, maybe, so hopefully that doesn't turn you off. Let I equal 0. So we're storing a value of 0 into the variable I. Then we're going to put a semicolon, and we're going to put the I again is less than 1,000. Okay, another semicolon. I plus or equal to 10. Okay, so plus equals 10. And then we're going to put a closed bracket. This symbol for the closed bracket is next to the letter P on your keyboard. Okay, let me put a closed bracket. Okay, all right. So now what this is going to do is, you see that plus 10? It's going to take that 0, and then it's going to run this strange looking piece of code. But I put the wrong bracket in here. Let me fix that. Okay, sorry. It's going to run this code, and basically, um, well, since I have that open bracket, let me go down and add another bracket here at the end. Okay. So these brackets, whenever you have one bracket, I'm going to press tab here. You have to have a matching number of brackets, right? Let me put this bracket here. Okay, that's why that red came up, because my brackets did not match. So each bracket has an open and a closed partner, right? Okay, so now it's going to keep counting, adding 10 to the variable I. And in order for it to do something to the ellipse, I've got to change this 50, which is the position of the ellipse, to the variable I. So instead of it being 50, um, it's going to be 0. So it's actually not the position, but rather the size of the ellipse, right? So instead of 50-50, it's going to be 0-0, then 10, then 10-10, and then add another 10, 20-20, and all the way until it's going to keep repeating and drawing a bigger and bigger and bigger ellipse. Okay? Right. Let me run that and we can see what it looks like. So it instantly, right, does that really quick, right? So there's my pattern so far of the ever increasing concentric ellipses, right? Okay, so that's a little less boring, maybe, right? Hopefully, right? You get a kick out of seeing that you produce that pattern with the code. But now we're going to add another color that kind of contrasts to this first color. Okay, so we're going to basically draw another ellipse. So we're going to go here to the end of this ellipse uh, code, and I'm going to put an extra line here. We're going to do another stroke, and this time we're going to have the stroke be red. Don't forget to put um, the open apostrophe there. Okay, so stroke red, and the stroke weight, capital W, is going to be 3 again, right? And then the next line, let's do our ellipse. So we're basically doing another ellipse. If I wanted to, I could actually, I'm going to copy this, Control C, and paste it. I guess I could have done that with the whole thing. Control V. All right, paste it down here. Remove this over. So now this one's going to be a little bit different, okay? So this one over here is going to be I minus 500 pixels. And this one is also I minus 500. So it's going to be a circle within an ellipse, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to click play, and now I have my red circle within the purple. Now you can choose whatever colors you want. You can experiment by writing different strings inside the stroke, right? To try different colors, okay? Um, so this is what I have so far, and it's pretty cool, but we're gonna add some motion to it, right? So now we're going to make another variable, right? This is called a global variable because it's going to exist everywhere in our program, okay? We're going to now add another variable after this, right? And we're going to, so that whenever it draws the ellipse, it's going to change the position of where it draws it, right? So let's add to this code. Okay. So we're going to add here after this ellipse. We're going to add after this loop. Okay, we're going to do x equals x plus 3, right? Wait a minute, now it's algebra, right? So it's going to take x and it's going to add 3, right? And let's see what we need to add next, okay? Right, x equal x plus 3. All right, so we're putting that down there, and this is going to get a little bit tricky, all right? So for this second ellipse, instead of the 360, right? Remember, that's the position, that's the X position, right? Where it is left and right on the preview, right? So you can picture it's like an XY coordinate plane, and the X position is where something is left to right, right, on the coordinate plane. We're going to change this 360 to the variable, okay? And then we're going to do what? We're going to make another loop, okay? So let me add to this here. Okay. And it's basically if x is greater than the width, okay? And then we're going to put that same, add the bracket, okay? Just need that one right now. Okay. Then, so it's going to test to see the value of x to see if it's greater than the width, right? And then we're going to put x equals 0. So x is going to start off with a value of 0, right? Then we're going to put a close bracket. And this one is called the if else loop. So if x is greater than the width, we're going to make x equal to 0. But if it's not greater than the width, that's the else. Putting another bracket here. What do we want it to do? We want it to add 3 to x. So we're going to do x equals, oh wait, there's my x equals x plus 3 that I had before, right? So I can just use that here, right? X equals x plus 3. Let me just tab this over a little bit, right? Okay. These spaces that I'm putting here do not make a difference, but it's easier to follow, okay? Now, why do I have this red highlighted 25? Because I'm missing another bracket. I'm going to add that bracket here. Remember, each bracket has to have a pair, okay? So now that I have that code, remember it's going to change the size of the red ellipse and then it's going to change the position, right? The X position. Now when I play it, let's see what it does. Okay, actually I have an error because I made an error in my code. Okay, so it is saying X is not defined. Okay, so I'm having a problem with X not being defined. Let me see what I skipped. Okay, and I'm glad I'm making this mistake in front of you because since I make the mistake in front of you, then you can see that it is normal to have to sometimes make mistakes with your code and then have to fix it or debug it, right? Okay, all right, all right. Oh, I forgot to put my x equals x plus 3. Okay, so let me add that here. X equals x plus 3. Okay, so it said that it did not know what x was. You see that error down here because I never said what x was, right? So I'm going to start off with x equals x plus 3 and then add the rest, right? Now if I run it, let's see, it is still saying, okay, I'm using x before, okay, okay. All right, so I'm using x in the ellipse before um, I put this other stuff. So I have to change the order of this, okay? All right. So let me see how this is supposed to look at the end. Oh, okay, silly me. Okay, my bad. Let me take this out of here. I have to declare my variable, right? So remember before where I had let I equal 0? Well, on the top, right before function setup, I need to tell it what x is by or create declare what's called declaring the variable. So let x equal 0, right? That's what I should have done first. So now if I run it, I have this pattern and it's looking beautiful as it goes across, right? This is similar to a pattern that you can see with certain fabrics. When you move them in the light, right, it kind of creates like a shimmer. So there you go. So it's moving along the x-axis, right? And that's how come you see this beautiful pattern, right? So here's what the code looks like when it's completely done. All right, don't forget in the beginning, you're going to add that let x equal 0 to declare that variable. And try this out. This is a challenge. If you get stuck, rewind the video. And I'm also going to post um, the video along with screenshots of what the code should look like. All right. Thanks for watching. And when you're done with this, you're going to go to File. You're going to save it. Oh, wait, you've got to sign up for an account. Okay, I forgot to tell you that, right? So I'm going to log into mine, but you're going to sign up for your account. I think I made my account. Now, let's see what my account is. Let me log in with Google. So you should make an account with your school web email. Okay. And of course, now it is showing me that all my coding is gone. So let's see if it saved it automatically. No sketches there. All right, so this was, go to new sketch. And okay, so this is what you're going to do in the beginning. Make an account and go to new sketch and start doing your coding.